Now, the last time, Professor Mutahi Ngunyi released some analysis on his The Fifth State YouTube channel, where he was coming out with a formula that will foresee Raila Odinga become the next president of the Republic of Kenya, and he was putting the Nakuru governor, Lee Kinyanjui, as the running mate for Raila Odinga, meaning Kinyanjui was to represent the Central Region people, and where they dismissed Peter Kenneth, a person who has worked closely with the ODM leader Raila Odinga. And as they went forward, they were placing Kalonzo Musyoka, the Wiper Party leader, as a preferred prime minister to Raila Odinga in that line. Gideon Moi and other preferred person, maybe like, let's say Governor Parana, were preferred to be the deputy prime minister to Kalonzo Musyoka. So in that way, Raila Odinga government was going to be full. And this, in my view, was also another winning team. Because with the Lee Kinyanjui, he still stands a ground where he can convince some people from Central Region to vote for Raila Odinga. And again, with the Kalonzo Musyoka, you are sure of the Ukambani votes. So that formula could work. But now we are coming at a situation whereby the Court of Appeal has finally nullified the Building Bridges initiative. And that means that that formula is no longer relevant as we are going to 2022 general election. So the biggest question here for anyone who is a serious candidate going to 2022 general election is on how they are going to arrive on their running mate, and going forward how they will manage to convince Kenyans to vote for them and achieve the 50+1 vote. So in this video, I want us to analyze that possibility. But before we go deep into that analysis, my humble request is please consider subscribing to help us to grow this platform. Again, to all the returning subscribers and anyone who dropped his comment, I must say thank you so much for your unconditional support. Now BBI was coming in as a cure of running mate and the balancing of equation of the tribes in Kenya. But since this has been trashed at the Court of Appeal, each and every serious presidential candidate is now back to the drawing board. And now, using the formula that Mutahi Ngunyi was coming with, Raila having a running mate from Central and then Eastern bring the Prime Minister position. So this is out of equation. Like as right now, if Raila Odinga will go ahead to have his running mate from Central Region, assume Lee Kinyanjui or Peter Kenneth, yule mwenye amekuwa akitembea naye karibu. The biggest problem is, if you have a running mate from Central Region, what are you going to give to Eastern Region for you to continue enjoying the support that you have been having there? So it means you either lose one. You give Kalonzo Musyoka a running mate, if he will accept for that reason, then you lose Central Region, because William Samoei Ruto is one guy who was set to have his running mate from Central Region. So whoever will dish out that position, he will have a good chunk of Central Region vote. And if Raila will go ahead to have a running mate from Central Region, then automatically he ceases to lose the support from Eastern Region. So Kalonzo Musyoka will look somewhere else to take his vote. So for that reason, this has become a dilemma and a nightmare for Raila Odinga, because Raila still needs the support of Kalonzo Musyoka for him to continue having the vote that he has had all the way from 2013 and 2017. But again, at the same time, since some people are rebelling, Kalonzo Musyoka is rebelling, Musalia Mudavadi is now out of the equation. He might be going all the way to the ballot. It means he's going to eat into some of the vote Raila Odinga has enjoyed from Western Region. That sent Raila Odinga to look for vote in Central Region. So assume if Uhuru is helping Raila Odinga to get some vote in Central Region, then it means Kikuyus will not go into that deal if there is nothing they are going to benefit from it. So Raila has to think on how he's going to manage to have some vote from Central. And if he will not have a running mate from Central, then he should forget totally about getting vote in Central region. Again, another issue that is coming out is how Raila Odinga is going to maintain having the support of Governor Ali Hassan Joho and the Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya. Because these people now should be put somewhere in equation. Is he going to consider one of them as his running mate? Or how is he going to continue having these people since they are already serving their second term in office and after that they will be nowhere? Or is he going to manage convincing these guys to go either for which position? A member of parliament, maybe they become a member of parliament, or if not, they go for a senatorial position. They become a senator. And I don't see any of these guys going for these two positions. So he should manage on how he's going to keep these guys, either keep on convincing them that in as much he will get to power, he can dish out ministerial positions, those lucrative positions there. So that is also another problem that Raila is dealing with, maintaining these two guys. Because the other camps might woo these guys with a running mate position. For example, if One Kenya Alliance can go ahead and convince Governor Ali Hassan Joho for a running mate, he can buy into that issue. Ruto was coming here convincing Oparanya for a running mate position. Oparanya was buying into that matrix. So maintaining these two is also another equation. And even what stops William Samoei Ruto from going to Mombasa and convincing Governor Joho for a running mate position, it still works. Though for him, he will have another problem of solving the central region equation. So Professor Mutahi Ngunyi hypothesis might not work because simply he was just focusing on the building bridges initiative just in case it was going to pass. But for them again, they were somehow sure that this thing is going to pass, but it has reached them with a shock. So again, we have someone like Musalia Mudavadi. One thing that ODM has been dismissing unknowingly is the strength of Musalia Mudavadi in 2022 general election. The 2013 Musalia Mudavadi might not be the same Musalia Mudavadi in 2022. As we are speaking now, ODM has remained with 2 members of parliament in Kakamega County. And ODM has enjoyed massive support from Kakamega. As we are speaking now, Jubilee Party has remained with 2 members of parliament. And ANC is enjoying the majority members of parliament within Kakamega County. So that tells you. And even when Oparanya was trying to prepare Raila Odinga meeting ahead of his visit to Kakamega, it was clear he was remaining with 2 members of parliament attending that event. And remember, ODM doesn't have a member of parliament even in Bungoma. They are only enjoying massive support within Busia County. So that tells you, going to 2022, the massive support that has existed in Western region is going to reduce as long as Musalia Mudavadi name will be on ballot in 2022. Because now, people like Malala and the other ANC members believe that in as much ANC will have a presidential candidate on ballot, that is going to help them to secure more seats in 2022 general election. And that is true. As long as Musalia Mudavadi is on ballot, his members of parliament, MCS, senators, and even governors can increase. But as long as we will continue supporting another individuals, then the name of that individual as the presidential candidate is going to sell more of ODM candidature in 2022 general election. So if One Kenya Alliance is going to stay, the issue of a running mate will not be a problem, because it will be either Kalonzo being a running mate to Musalia Mudavadi or Musalia Mudavadi being a running mate to Kalonzo Musyoka, if it is going to stay. And once these guys will decide this way, then Raila will be pushed to take a running mate from Central region. William Ruto also will be pushed to take a running mate from Central region. So Central region will be divided into 2, these guys will struggle there to get some vote. And to some extent, Eastern will be locked. And assume one Kenya alliance will have Mudavadi as a presidential candidate. To some extent, Western region people are going to think twice before they cast their vote on ballot in that election, whether they should go with Raila or whether they need to go with Musalia Mudavadi on that ballot. Since these guys have learned a lesson that once one of you is not on the negotiating table, if you have not given that individual the strength to go and negotiate, then possibility of getting development from central government, from the central government, is going to be very hard. You have seen through handshake how at least Nyanza region has tried to develop. The effort that Kalonzo Musyoka has managed to bring out from the eastern region, it has helped for President Uhuru Kenyatta to visit severally that region. So western region has remained as a place where President Uhuru Kenyatta is still considering if he will visit or not. So tell me in the comment section about how the issue of a running mate is going to be dealt with as we are heading to 2022 general election. Thank you so much for listening to me. May good God bless you and see you in our next video. Please remember to subscribe.